Get in, loser.
Regina George is a scum-sucking life ruiner.
Why is he by our table?
I can hear you, by the way.
Can you hear me now? We're gonna make her pay.
Girls are made deranged by what's called hormones. WHO.
What is going on?
Don't worry about it. Dance break.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my channel and time for another episode of Luke's Reviews. On today's video, the first remake has hit 2024, but will it be fetch? Or will it just be a waste of time? It's Mean Girls. Cady Heron finds herself joining high school after spending most of her life being homeschooled in Kenya. Upon joining, it's not long before she's introduced to the wild high school politics and comes face to face with Queen Bee, Regina George. For Cady, it soon becomes a kill or be killed environment as she navigates the highs and lows of high school life. Mean Girls is another film in a long list of upcoming remakes where going in, all I wanted the film to do at the bare minimum is justify its own existence. Because the 2004 original is seriously funny. Like, it's one of those high school comedies that anyone can enjoy, regardless of if that subgenre appeals to you or not, and to this day, it is still iconic, it's still quoted, and very much in the public eye. And not too long ago, the hype grew again as it was transitioned onto the stage. It hit Broadway for a musical. I believe it's also coming to the West End very soon. So popularity began to surge to the point where we kind of just went in a circle and we got another film again. And so the question I went into this version of Mean Girls is, does it set itself apart? Can it stand on its own 2 feet? Yes.
That is so fetch.
And no.
Boo, you whore.
The musical aspect of the film is a welcome change. The songs are fresh, they're funny, they each utilize a specific trait of the characters that are singing them, and they are, for the most part, sung well. Emphasis on for the most part. And the way in which these musical numbers are brought to life and shot are in a distinctively creative way. The sequences almost seem to take place inside a madcap dream world that is simultaneously poking fun at high school comedies and also poking fun at the ridiculous musical genre. The aspect ratio changes size, people freeze all of a sudden and then burst into song and dance. The directors here clearly had fun playing with the visual aesthetic, which is good because in doing so, not only does it set itself apart from the 2004 film, but it's also setting itself apart from the stage show. Unfortunately, that's really the only aspect that stood out to me. Everything else was exactly what I was fearing. It is a carbon copy of a 20-year-old film, even down to the jokes themselves, and the setup to the jokes. Even like verbatim lines of dialogue. It's the same joke, just being told again, but by a different person, and it doesn't work. The story is identical, and there's not really much that they could detract from that, but there's nothing really included in it that makes it feel fresh, that makes it feel different. It's just the presentation. I will give credit where it's due. They flesh out the character of Janice a heck of a lot more than they did in the previous film. Cravalho gets a lot more to do as a performer, and I thought that she crushed it. She was probably the only performer where I look at the performance in the 2004 film and I think, no, you actually did better. The rest of the performances essentially sit in a range between you were good, but you're not as good as the original, to you just weren't very good. Angourie Rice, I think that's how you pronounce her name, I'm not entirely sure, I'm sorry, but she is admirable as Cady. She does well enough, especially when it comes to the whole new kid in town shtick, but less so as Cady develops into the plastics role. And it is pretty obvious that she is a little out of her depth when it comes to the musical side of things. Rice is the lead of this film, and in a lot of the musical numbers, she is devastatingly outperformed by everyone else. Reneé Rapp, I believe she starred as Regina George in the Broadway show, so at least you can tell that she has a really solid understanding of the character and an incarnation of how to play her. But again, She's very good. She does a very good job. The one thing I will say about Rapp's performance, though, it is perhaps just a little too cold. I'm not saying that you should make Regina George likeable, no, but there was an air of comedy about her. Like, you laughed at her in certain situations for just how brash she was. Here, she's just very spiteful. Once again, you look to the 2004, and I think Rachel McAdams played her to perfection. Here's the thing, I'm not opposed to the notion of remaking films. Heck, just think of all the classic stories that have been remade time and time again. But when it comes to Mean Girls, I need to see what it's improving upon and what it's doing differently. Now, the musical direction is a fresher take. I can't deny that, and it's executed well, but that only accounts for a proportion of the film. A film that, when it isn't all singing and dancing, is like a cover band that lacks the magic of its origin. It's perfectly watchable, and die-hard fans may get a kick, but when someone is out there wanting to watch Mean Girls, I think they'd probably turn to the 2004 film first. I'm going to give Mean Girls, the 2024 version, a 6.5 out of 10. Anyway, guys, those were my thoughts on Mean Girls. Let me know, have you had the chance to see the film yet? What did you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And my question to you, I would like to know if you could turn any film out there into a musical, be it on stage or a remade on screen, what would it be? But that's all the time we have for today, so thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Hello, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure to click that like button, and if you aren't already, click that subscribe button too.